The fishing news is brought to you by Shoreline Insurance Agency, Interlux Marine Paint, and Okuma.
Hey folks, Fred Golofaro here for this week's Fisherman's Video Fishing Forecast, and quite honestly, it's not much of a forecast. Not a whole lot going on the fishing front, although we did hear from the Viking Starship. They did get out 2 days. Very few other boats. In fact, we have no reports from any other boats. Even on the weekend, nobody was able to get out. The Starship did get out Sunday, and they did get out Monday. Sunday, according to Captain Steve, they got off to a slow start. He made a bunch of moves, finally landed on a pile of fish, and they did really well. Started bailing fish, so they ended up with a good catch overall, fish up to 16 pounds. Monday was just the opposite. Good start in the morning, a lot of double headers coming over the rail, and then it slowed in the afternoon, but the day was already made. We had a good catch, and pool fish was 18 pounds. Beyond that, no codfish reports, nothing coming down from the South Shore. Weather's been a big factor, keeping boats in port. Herring seem to have slowed down. Still getting some fish on the west end. Middle of the island, really not hearing much at all. Up in the Sound, still some school bass action way to the west. East River, which, that fishing will go all winter. In fact, we used to leave the New York Boat Show and go catch bass off the piers and the bulkheads along the East River way back when. That hasn't changed. You can still do that through the winter. White perch, still slow to get going. We're hearing of some. Speaking of white perch, Chasing Tails Bait and Tackle in Oakdale, they run a contest through the winter for white perch and trout. All you got to do is stop down in the shop, see Billy or Frank, $20 entry fee, and that goes right through into the spring. And there's a custom rod for each of the largest trout and white perch. I guess the best news in terms of fishing is the comeback of Connetquot. Some quality fishing going on in there, some nice fish being caught, and good numbers if you get the right day. Beats in there are $20. It's fly fishing only, catch and release only this time of the year, and it's really come a long way. We're just looking over some editorials we did back in, I believe it was 2009, and a lot of people were upset with what happened with the park. It was shut down. The fishery was shut down due to IPN, a disease that really had little bearing on the fish and had no effect at all on people. They cleared 80,000 trout out of the river. It went from being a world-class trout fishery to nothing. It was defunct. They had to clear out the hatchery, redo the hatchery. They had to sink wells to pump new well water in. Pretty big job, cost a lot of money, took a lot of time, but some people stuck with it, and as a result, it has come back. Now, there is quality fishing in there, definitely worth a try. Whether you're into fly fishing or not, it's just a wonderful place to be, just to be able to walk around that park. You never know you're in the middle of Long Island once you're in there. If you want to check it out, you can make a reservation. You can call 631-581-1005. That's the park number, and just do it for the experience, and it's something to do during the winter. As far as the fluke situation goes, and a lot of people are asking about where we stand with the fluke, right now New York is supporting an option 5, which would be 3 fish at 18 inches. That's up an inch from what we had last year, and it's down 2 fish in the bag limit, but it does give us the same length of season. The only problem with it is that option 5 addresses a 30% reduction, which is what ASMFC is calling for, but there's also an 11% penalty. Hopefully that penalty can be waived. If it does, we'll be able to get the option 5 through. If not, we have to drop down to another option, which would result in quite a bit of shorter season. So still nothing definite on that. ASMFC is meeting this week to come up with final recreational measures for 2017. So as soon as we know what's going on, we'll make sure you know what's going on. As far as things to do this weekend, you have a couple of flea markets. The Long Island Winter Fishing Flea Market. It's hosted by Surfcasters Journal. That's over at Hofstra University on Saturday. That runs from 9 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. Admission's $10. Children 12 and under are free. And they're going to have door prizes. The first 400 attendees will get some products from the event sponsors. And there will be a couple of seminars. John Skinner will be speaking on fluke. And there'll also be Lou Caruso speaking, one of the island's better rod builders, speaking on rod building. On Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday, there's the annual Route 110 Fishing Flea Market. A lot of people attend that. Something to do in the morning before you get ready for your Super Bowl parties and sit down to watch the game. That's over at Camelot Hall on Route 110. It's across from the Huntington Hilton. That opens up at 9 a.m., runs to 3 p.m., and admission is $5. Children under 12 are free there also. If you need any information on the 110 Fishing Flea Market, phone number is 917-312-0506. And something to do. Like I said, I've noticed it's getting light out a lot, staying light out a lot later already. So hang in there. There's better weather coming, better fishing coming. Hey, until next week, this is Fred Golofaro for thefisherman.com.
The Fishing News is brought to you by Shoreline Insurance Agency, Interlux Marine Paint, and Okuma.